Alright, good afternoon everyone. Welcome back to the meditation sessions. We'll do some analytical meditation on attachment, mainly dealing with attachment and how to identify it, observe it, and perhaps counteract it if it's possible. So let's go right into it. Let's find ourselves in a comfortable position. Again, mentally going through the 7 points of the posture, starting with the legs, all the way up to the eyes. And let's just take a brief moment first to generate a positive state of mind, a positive motivation, a good energy to carry the session forward, reflecting on your own aspirations, your own objectives, but also expanding that awareness which connects to this underlying wish for happiness and to be free of suffering that everyone else possesses. Every single person here, and not just human beings but also animals, insects. We all want to be happy and free of suffering. So open up your heart to all others. Invite them into this session. Allow them to be part of this practice. And we begin by letting the awareness descend into the space of the body. Coming back to the cushion, finding yourself in a relaxed and stable body. Finding your own balance. Begin by becoming grounded and stable. And then expanding the awareness, connecting with the realm of physical sensations, with the different areas of the body where the sensations manifest. You can notice physical sensations such as temperature. Notice where you're cold or warm. Perhaps any tingling sensation on the skin. Some feeling of constraint. Whatever manifests, just observe it. There's no need to engage with it in any other way. Now we start to let go of tension, bringing the body back to its natural state. relaxing and letting go. Allowing body and mind to synchronize in a state of calmness and relaxation. Cultivating serenity. By just letting things be, without interfering, without all the mental commentary. Simply let the body rest. Let the mind observe passively, peacefully. So now we let go of the sensations in the body and just leave it resting in its natural state, turning the attention inwardly, paying attention to the words. So we're going to meditate on attachment, and first we need to understand that when we talk about attachment, we refer to a negative state of mind, to an afflictive emotion, which is defined as a mind which exaggerates the qualities, the positive qualities of an object, and having done that, wishes to possess it, not to be separated from it. So we can see that is from the beginning based on exaggeration, not in touch with reality. When we talk about attachment, it's important to recognize that we're not talking about a positive thing for us. So begin by bringing to mind objects of attachment, things, people, places that you're attached to. Whether it's a person or a thing, from now on we'll refer to it as the object of attachment. So make it really personal. Be very honest. And notice the things, the people which you're attached to. And now focus on one particular object, the one that stands out from the rest, one which perhaps your mind is more prone to go to, perhaps an object that feels more sticky to you. And keeping that object in mind, we begin to analyze. How did this thing or this person appear to you? What qualities does it seem to have? Does it really have all the qualities that you attribute to it? Really check. Are all these qualities simply present in the object from its own side? Or does your perception of it have anything to do with the whole process? And next, check your expectations from your object of attachment. Do you expect this object to make you happy? And if so, for how long? Does it really have the ability to bring you everlasting happiness? Do you have a sense that this is the one thing that you can't live without? That this object is something that has to be in your life for you to be complete, for you to have joy? Is that really the case? So next, analyze how does your attachment make you act. Out of wanting to keep this object close to you, not wanting to be separated from it, how do you behave? What are you capable of doing to get or to protect this object that you're attached to? Would you even go as far as to disregard your own ethical standards to get what you want? And if so, how would that make you feel? Would you later get a sense of regret? Would your mind be able to remain steady and at peace, knowing that you've done a negative action, simply to keep this object of attachment close? Do you sometimes become manipulative or engage in dysfunctional relationships simply to keep nearby this person or thing that you're attached to? So seeing how this mind of attachment, which is clinging to the object, gives you a lot of problems and a lot of difficulties. You can generate a strong determination to deal with those things, to learn to let go. In that way, cultivate a mind that is more peaceful and steady. Without awareness, take a couple of minutes to relax, to take care of the body. Those of you who need to stand up or move, you can do it now quietly. If you feel that the part of preparation when we do all the sessions, and also especially the shamatha practice, begins to feel a bit repetitive, I think that's because it is. And there's benefit to that because that's why it's called practice. It is something that we're not used to and we're not habituated with. So the only way to create a new habit to replace an old one is to do it again and again and again. So in that way, I would really encourage you in any meditation session that you do to go through the stages of preparation, settling the body, speech and mind, and come into that state of calmness. So now in the second part of this meditation, we'll continue to deal with the mind of attachment, but this time going through certain antidotes and certain ways to overcome or to gain a different perspective onto the mind which grasps at objects. So again, finding a comfortable position. Let's start by relaxing, by coming back to the body and the cushion. Going through the process of grounding yourself, stabilizing your body and your mind. And in order to bring the body back to its natural state in a brief fashion, we can give ourselves the luxury of 3 deep breaths, filling up the lungs entirely and completely, fully in and letting go. Breathing in deeply, releasing thoughts and worries. Breathing in peace and tranquility, and letting go of tension and tightness. Cultivating the sense of calmness and tranquility. Synchronizing body and mind. Cultivating the qualities of relaxation, stillness, and alertness. Let's take a brief moment to observe the breath at the level of the abdomen, without any control. No matter what is going on around us and in our minds, we can choose what we pay attention to. So simply decide to ignore everything else. Bring the attention to the abdomen and abide with the breath. Just relax and let go. Bring the mind to the present moment by simply observing the breath. You cannot breathe in the past, and you cannot breathe in the future. The sensations in the abdomen happen right here, right now. And now letting go of the breath and the physical sensations, once more we turn the attention inwardly and continue to meditate and contemplate on the nature of attachment. And in order to do so, we bring again to our mind different objects of attachment. And once more, simply bring the focus to a particular one, whichever the mind is more prone to go to, whatever manifests more obviously to you. And having this object appearing very clearly to you, noticing your own emotional reaction to its presence. Perhaps noticing its pull, how it pulls you towards the object. Imagine for a moment holding this object very, very hard, grasping onto it, clinging to the object of attachment as hard as you can. How does it make you feel? Notice your own emotional reaction to this action. Is your mind actually at ease? Or is it agitated? Can you sustain this state of mind, of clinging, for a long time? Does it seem healthy to you? And now simply let go slowly and gently of the object of attachment, which is still there, but you can now take a step back and perhaps even one more step away from your object of attachment and simply have it present and in front of you. But having created this distance, this small gap, the object is there, but there's no forceful clinging to it. Once again, check. How does your mind feel in this case? How do you feel compared to how you were before? So in this way you can notice how you can actually have the object present, even enjoy it. But there is no need to cling to it. Another way to counteract or to deal with the attachment towards the object is to acknowledge the reality of the object itself. One of these aspects is that the object is impermanent, constantly changing, moment to moment, transforming into something else. And you are changing yourself, not staying still. And noticing how this object is not static, and how you and your perspective of things is constantly changing as well. Then it makes no logical sense to cling to something which is that unsubstantial and does not have the ability to provide you with happiness constantly and endlessly. In that way you reduce the expectations that you have of the object itself. Accepting that eventually you will separate from it, which is natural. It is perfectly normal for that to happen. The next point is that the object is dependent. So try to pinpoint, to exactly say and notice, what is it exactly that you're attached to? Whether it's a person or a thing, can you really tell which part, what exactly are you attached to from this person or this thing? Which aspect is it precisely? And if you were to remove that particular part or that particular aspect, would the attachment go away? Or if you only had that aspect and that part in front of you, would the attachment also arise? And you can check if the attachment has something to do with your own perception of the object. If it's actually the way that you see it. Are your own thoughts, feelings and emotions involved in the way in which you perceive the object? Think how perhaps someone else does not see all the qualities that you attribute to this particular object. And so who's right and who's wrong? Does the object actually possess all these qualities in and of itself? Dissecting the object in this way, notice what happens to the attachment. Always check your mental and emotional reaction to it. And see if gently and slowly you can let go. Instead of holding tight, open up and simply support. Let your awareness be open, gentle, and natural. And having noticed how attachment is a state of mind which upsets you, creates suffering for yourself and potentially for others, make a determination to cultivate these antidotes and to learn to let go. So simply dissolve all appearances, let go of all concepts and all discursive thoughts. Just let your mind abide in calmness for a moment. So slowly and gently coming out of the meditation, noticing your surroundings, your body. And let's take a moment to dedicate the positive potential, the merit of the session, especially to the goal of cultivating a mind which does not cling to the objects of attachment, so we can have a more fresh perspective, so that we don't create suffering for ourselves and others in this way.